Today, I have the good fortune of sporting Fabletics Krista asymmetric, low impact. Top and bottom, we're super supportive of all of our supporters and patrons of our charity work. We serve the incarcerated women's population, and thanks to all of you who have purchased our course on Teachable, we are able to do more outreach. And we love the concept of asking for a hand up and not a hand out. So we love that we are providing degrees to the public and earning our budget to do outreach. Today we have week number, I'm going to double check, it's live, so blips and bloopers and all. Week number 28 of our registered prenatal yoga teacher training, accredited by Yoga Alliance, RPYT. The pose of the week is hero's pose. So we sit here and just kind of like roll out the calves and try to drop the tailbone to the mat. For those of us who have done dance, it just feels really awkward because we always have our heels turned in and we don't really splay our legs out. But yogis will say this has beneficial effects and stretches for the knee. So that's hero's pose, our pose of the week, which is good because it's low impact, like this sports top. I don't want to do too much. I'm generally need higher impact. We will review what we've learned to date, so please take a comfortable seated position. We'll start in Sukhasana for some grounding. If you are more comfortable on a block or a bolster, feel free to grab it, and let's just take a few breaths together. Inhale, arms up, and let's stretch the side body. In prenatal yoga, as you recall, we won't twist or torque our torso, but we can stretch from side to side. Doing this, kind of shake the head yes and no, relieving tension in the neck. You can come forward and just relax into this pose, keeping in mind grounding your hips down. If your belly is touching the mat, we don't want to put any pressure on it, so feel free to grab a block, bolster, a load of laundry. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you're comfortable. We're going to spend a little bit of time here as it opens up the hip. And if you feel uncomfortable in this position, please feel free to modify. Stretching takes time, so we'll give it that time. You can walk your fingertips up and forward. And you'll feel it in your tightest point. While you stretch, you can think of your breath as a fluid circle in and out. Remembering that you can control your mood, your anxiety, all through controlling your breath. As your body adjusts to the position and you don't feel the stretch so much, you can walk your fingers to one side or the other so that you continue to deepen a stretch in a way that doesn't interfere with the baby. You may feel it in your back,
You may even feel it in your knee. Sharp shooting pain is never good. And you'll feel the stretch in your tightest point.
You can walk your hands to the center
And fall forward for a deeper stretch.
Are you ready for the
We'll
call?
do this until for another 50 minutes, stretching and gaining distance in this space. You can post comments. This is live on YouTube. You can post comments in the chat, and we will address them. Notice the difference between the two sides. Does one side feel tighter than the other? We'll inhale, rainbow our arms up, and really feel this side body stretch. Trying to keep the back parallel, the back wall, not coming forward. Just rainbow your arms up, relaxing the neck. You can do a little self-massage on the neck, on the jaw, and the temples. Just remind yourself to release. Following these deep stretches and releases, it's really nice to drink a lot of water to maximize the benefit and reduce anxiety.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you start at 1 o'clock.
Okay, start at 3. Here, we just will hold it a little bit. If this feels uncomfortable on your wrist, you can come down or support yourself, or you can modify another way. You also don't have to put a hand down. You can go like this. And this is a stretch you can also do in a chair. You could even do it standing. So it's a stretch that's accessible to you. Stretching the shoulder. Keeping the shoulder back. When you feel ready, you can come down, walking the hands to the side. Maybe you feel the stretch in your hip, your side body, and really can kind of play around with how you walk your fingers around, but really just trying to get a deeper stretch. Remembering to breathe.
Relaxing your shoulders and back. Walking the fingers around and into the front.
Making sure there's not weight on the belly.
You can add a block or bolster. Rolling out the sits bones. Thinking of longevity as you lengthen. Walking out your fingertips a little more to the extent that your belly is not being pressed up against. Letting your hips just roll open, feeling the release. Remembering to breathe. Trying to connect your inhale with your exhale like one fluid circle. Knowing that to get deep into a stretch takes time and patience. Just like growing a baby takes time and patience. If anxious feelings arise, you can ask yourself, could patience solve this? Could patience give me the space I need to de-escalate this feeling? Slowly inhale, and at your own pace, walk your hands up,
Lifting up your head and neck. We'll stretch our neck, side side. You can bring your chin up and let it go. And on the other side, bring your chin up, feel the tension, and let it go. We'll do neck rolls. And then to really deepen the stretch in the neck, shake one arm out. Put some pressure on your head to the extent it doesn't hurt. And try to deepen the stretch. There's a lot of our body we can't move in prenatal, but we can really stretch our neck. And so much of stress, anxiety comes up through our neck and our shoulders and our backs. It's all connected. And there's a lot of people that have back pain in pregnancy. So you can do a little self-massage. Keep the neck limber. Keep the shoulders, massage through self-massage. And you can alleviate a lot of potential back problems. So let's just hold this neck stretch a little longer just to get the benefits of it. If it hurts in any way, please feel free to modify. You can put a hand to deepen it. And whether you're at the same angle as me or more forward, that depends on what you need. So feel free to adjust the angle. I like to think of this as neck clocks. So this could be like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock, or however you like to think of it. So, feel free to use your head as the minute hand. See what number is the point of tension for you, and breathe into it. You may notice the difference of having a hand on a knee or shaking it out long. This is a stretch that you can do at work while you're waiting in the car with the car turned off. Maybe be careful while you're driving. But we don't need an hour and a half to do yoga. We can do little bits throughout the day. Now we're gonna do head nods. So let the head fall forward. You can use your hands to deepen it. This stretches the back. And then you can breathe, and to the extent you feel supported, let the head fall back, open the jaw, and feel this neck stretch. We're going to hold this for a little bit to experience the benefits. Relax your shoulders. Gently part the lips. Remember to breathe. chin up to the ceiling. And we hold it for about 90 seconds to get the full benefit. Slowly bring your neck up. Move it side to side to shake it out. Shoulder to ear. Drop. Shoulder to ear. Now we'll lean forward for about 90 seconds as well. We can put a little pressure on the back of our neck. Bringing our chin to chest. Feeling the connection, you can do some soft massage, focusing on your breath. If you do a self massage with both hands, you can gain symmetry. This helps sometimes confuse your muscles to get a little deeper into the stretch. Using the weight of your hands to further stretch your neck. Feel the back of your shoulders. When you feel comfortable, shake out your arms, slowly bring your neck up. Just a little teaching tip that you can get that same neck benefit from doing rabbit pose, putting your head on the ground and rolling forward. This is also prenatal safe because we can bend our back in that way. So here we did a really nice side body stretch on each side. We did a back stretch coming all around. Being in Sukhasana, doing this, we're also grounded our hips. We got a hip stretch. And then we did some deep neck stretch work. So here we'll continue our warm-up from Sukhasana. And also this is an example of how just in this one pose Sukhasana, you can use it as the foundation for so many warm-up stretches. So just by knowing Sukhasana, you have a lot to work with in terms of creating your own warm-ups. From Sukhasana, we'll go into table and we'll continue our go-to warm-up, our first go-to warm-up with cat-cow. So here we stretch the spine, which is prenatal safe. And we're gonna stretch the hips too by doing some hip circles. Called hip circles or clocks. This also stretches the shoulders. And when we roll forward and back, it can also stretch the wrists. So here we stretch the spine. Leaning back has already stretched our neck, so our neck should feel comfortable to look up. And our neck should feel comfortable to look down. Practice pulling the tip to the ceiling, dropping our shoulders. Coming to downward puppy, which isn't really an official yoga pose, but it feels really good in prenatal. So it's part of our warm-up modification routine. You can have your forehead down or rest your head on one cheek. If you rest your head on one cheek, I will invite you to rest it on the other in a minute. This can be a restorative pose. You can just relax, feeling the length under your arms and shoulders. Inhale, and we'll switch, put our head on our other cheek on the mat. Walk the fingertips up, pull the sacrum back, and feel length under the arms. From here, we'll come back into child's pose. You can do prenatal child's pose by having a block and bolster like this, or like this. Definitely for prenatal child's pose, we want our legs a wide-legged stance. You can come down to how it's comfortable. We'll have one cheek on the mat. And this is a restorative pose. You shouldn't have weight on your belly. And just let yourself sink into the mat here for a few breaths.
Inhale, you can put your other cheek on the mat. You can just sink in here for another few breaths. To finish this warm-up, we'll come back up through downward puppy with our forehead on the mat. Then inhale to tabletop. Experience a few more cat-cows on our way back to easy seat. So that concludes our one of our go-to warm-ups. Easy seat, cat-cow, downward puppy, wide-legged child's pose, possibly supported with a prop. So earning your prenatal teaching degree, that is a go-to warm-up you can do. So just do it again. Easy seat, cat-cow, downward puppy, child's pose, which can be supported. So that is very simple. Only 4 poses, and you can use it just like that, or you can use those 4 poses as a framework, as 4 walls of the house, and you can put the furniture you want in your house. Now we're going to do our second go-to warm-up, the one that leads directly into Sun Salutation A, and then we'll go into Sun Salutation A because part of this teacher training is to empower incarcerated women to have a yoga teaching degree so that they may have a job upon release that respects their mind, body, and soul. We believe in vocational training, and we want to create a training program that anybody can earn their degree and be a confident teacher. So it's based on repetition. For the general busy public, this works because there's no tests and quizzes. By the time you finish the videos, you know it, you're bored of it, and you'll have the information forever cemented in your mind. Maybe you'll do your own routine, but at least you'll have a go-to tool in your back pocket. Let us take a breath together in Sukhasana. I invite you to come to table, and we'll do cat-cow. You can put your neck side to side, really release. Maybe do a circle here. Use your breath to get deeper into the stretch. If you're pregnant and you feel wobbly, you can curl your toes underneath for added support. Socks are never a good thing when you're pregnant because it can be slippery, so be cognizant of that. From cat-cow, we will step up into Tadasana, engaging our legs, engaging our glutes, firmly in the mat, shoulders down, chin up, soft gaze. Exhale, forward fold. You can have a little wider leg forward fold if that's more comfortable in prenatal. You can bend your knees if you feel more stable. You're gonna just hang out in forward fold for a second. Can hold both elbows to get a little deeper. It's our first forward fold of the day, so it's going to be a little tighter. If you are touching your toes, you want to get deeper into it, you can have your hands step on your wrists. Bend your elbows a little bit. From forward fold, gently, you can slight bend to the knees, gently come back up to Tadasana.
And now we're ready to, and that concludes our second go-to warm-up, which leads us into our basic sun salutation. A is modified for prenatal. So we're not doing knees, chest, and chin. Instead, we're doing up dog to create space for the belly for prenatal. So for our sun salutation A, we'll start in Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, come back to plank. From plank, up dog. From up dog, cobra, if there's space for the belly. If there's not space for the belly, then cobra can look like this. Supported cobra. From cobra, we push up to down dog. From down dog, we'll walk our way up to the top of the mat to forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Inhale all the way up to upward salute. And exhale to Tadasana. Now, let's have some fun. Let us review the sun salutations we've learned to date. So, as we know, the sun salutation is our salad or a chicken dish, and then we can add some spices. So the first sun salutation we learned has a total of 18 poses, our first spiced up sun salutation. This is what we reviewed in week 12. So that sun salutation we just did, that was a week 2 review. Every second week has a cumulative review, which is a routine, a go-to sequence for you. So let's check out what we did in week 12. In week 12, we did this spiced up sun salutation. So it starts out normal, Tadasana, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, step the left foot back to plank. Step the right foot back to plank. From plank, curl the toes under. Up dog. From up dog, cobra. If you need more space for the belly, have supported cobra under the hips. From cobra, we push up to down dog. Now down dog is our splice point. This is where we insert all the fun spices. And then when we're done adding the spices, we come back to down dog and finish the sun salutation. So you can think of down dog as sort of like the ravine, or like the inside of the pasta shell. So we have the two sides of the sun salutation, and we put all that ricotta cheese in the shell, and that is in between this down dog. So we will interrupt this down dog to do the poses that we learned. So inhale, left leg in, and we will go to low lunge. Low lunge is a prenatal safe modification for revolve lunge. We're not going to do revolve lunge, which is one of our 45 Share Method signature poses. We modify revolve lunge with low lunge. Then extended side angle. From extended side angle, we come up to triangle. From triangle, warrior 2. From warrior 2, revolved warrior. Reverse warrior, sorry. Reverse warrior. It's live, so blips and bloopers and all. From reverse warrior, we rainbow our arms back to low lunge. From low lunge,
We go back to down dog like it never even happened. No one would even know we added the spices. We finished the sun salutation like, you know, it was nothing exciting. Left leg in, step up, step the other leg up, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Now let's do that same exact thing on the other side. So, minding our own business, we act like it's just a regular sun salutation. Start in Tadasana. Arms up, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, bring the right leg back and then the left leg back into plank. From plank, curl the toes under, up dog. From up dog, lower into cobra to the extent you're not putting pressure on the belly. From cobra, push up to down dog. Now we get fancy and we sneak in 5 poses to make an 18 pose sun salutation. We sneak in these 5 poses here. Bring in the right leg, bring the right knee into your chest and step it forward. Now you're in low lunge. Low lunge is the prenatal safe modification for revolve lunge. Normally the Share method has revolve lunge here, but this is a prenatal class, RPYT, yoga teacher training. So we modify with revolve lunge because part of what we're doing is teaching what poses not to do. From low lunge, we do extended side angle. From extended side angle, breathe up to triangle. From triangle, come to warrior 2. From warrior 2, we'll do reverse warrior. From reverse warrior, we'll rainbow our hands back to low lunge, the prenatal safe modification for revolve lunge. From low lunge, we'll step back into down dog. Like it never happened. We were just minding our own business, doing a regular sun salutation. Right leg in, step it forward, left leg comes to meet it, forward fold. Inhale, half bend, inhale all the way up, and upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana. I'm going to grab a ShareLove.Fund t-shirt so we don't have a statue. I'll be right back. So it's live and we don't want to be kicked off of YouTube, so have to anticipate outfit mishaps, and let's continue with our sun salutation. Now we can really get to work. Okay, dress for success. So now let's do, so that was the sun salutation routine that we practiced on week 12. So now let's practice the sun salutation routine that we practiced on week 22. So starts out like every other sun salutation until we get to down dog. Down dog is our point of insertion. In week 22, we inserted 9 poses. So we have a 22 pose sun salutation, up from 18. And 22 poses in a sun salutation is our maximum number. So we never have to remember more than that. But let's do it. Let's reach our max. So our week 22 sun salutation went like this. Starts out normal. Tadasana. Upward salute. We know this. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Bring the right foot back. Bring the left foot back to plank. Curl the toes under, up dog. Lower to cobra. Exhale, down dog. Same old, nothing new. Inhale the right leg into the chest and step it forward. Put the head on your knee, pyramid. So our first pose here is pyramid. From pyramid, we walk our legs, our hands over to the center, and we do wide-legged forward fold. From wide-legged forward fold, we are not doing revolved wide-legged forward fold because that is not prenatal safe. So modification for revolved wide-legged forward fold, which I'm not going to show because some people just follow what I do and I don't want them to follow not prenatal safe. We can just come out like this. So you note the outfit change. So that's teaching involves an element of anticipation and forward planning. So that is the takeaway practical tip of today, forward planning. So as a modification for twisted wide-legged straddle, we can just lean forward in wide-legged straddle. Then there is revolved triangle, which we're not going to do. So we can just come back to triangle again and revisit triangle. From triangle, we have revolved half moon, which we're not going to do. So we can, last time what we did for revolved half moon is we used blocks and we just did like a supported warrior 3. So we can do kind of like a warrior 3, then it goes into warrior 3, this routine, and then half moon. From half moon, we step back to warrior 1. Looking up, you can even arch back. This is your power pose. From warrior 1, step it forward to chair. Chair has so many benefits. This is your power pose. So this sequence is one to really end strong in, feeling pregnant and powerful. Exhale, step the right foot back and the left foot back into down dog. Now we finish our sun salutation like nothing ever happened. Inhale, right leg forward, left leg forward, forward fold. Slight bend in the knees, inhale, half bend. Inhale all the way up, upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana. Now let's do that sequence of 22 poses on the other side. So this is the sun salutation we reviewed in week 22. Starts the same as every sun salutation until we get to down dog. Tadasana. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, bring the left leg back. Bring the right leg back. Plank. Curl the toes under. Up dog. Lower to cobra. Curl the toes under. Again, push to down dog. Down dog is our point of assertion every insertion, every time we spice up our standard sun salutation. Note this standard sun salutation is modified to be prenatal safe. That's why we're not doing chaturanga. Inhale the left knee in, bring it through your hands, and rest your forehead on your knee for pyramid. From pyramid, walk your hands to wide-legged straddle. The next pose is twisted wide-legged straddle, which we're not going to do. So we can come like this. Then the next thing we do is, the next pose is twisted or revolved triangle, which we're not going to do because it's not prenatal safe. So we'll just come to triangle. From triangle, we normally have revolved half moon, which again is not prenatal safe. So we can come to supported warrior 3. We did this before with blocks. And then come up to warrior 3. And then open up to
My balance is a little off today. Open up to half moon. From half moon, we step back, feeling powerful. Warrior one, looking back. Bring your feet together. Again, feeling powerful in chair, really working the core. This is a great, great power pose. Exhale, bring the left foot back, then the right foot back. And now we're back in our sun salutation like nothing ever happened. In our down dog, we just snuck those 9 poses into our sun salutation. We just snuck it right in to where the down dog was. Inhale the left leg into your chest, step it forward. Step the right one to match. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, half bend. Inhale all the way up to upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana. So we're not in week 33 yet. We are in week 28. So we have not seen our full, I don't know if I said the wrong number, but I meant 32. We're not in week 32 yet, where we'll get the full sequence of what we're learning. We're in week 28, which means we have 3 poses we haven't seen to complete this sequence, but we have learned 6 of the poses of our current sequence. So let's practice those 6. And this is sort of like the first 2/3 of the sun salutation sequence that we will complete and review in week 32. So now it's week 28. So let's give it a try. So we start as normal in Tadasana. From Tadasana, inhale, arms up, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, bring the left foot back. Bring the right foot back to meet it and hang out in plank. From plank, curl the toes under, up dog. From up dog, cobra. From cobra, down dog. Everything has been business as usual up into this point, but let's get spicy. Bring your knee in, your left knee in, step it forward, and bring your other foot to meet it. Slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Face forward and pick a focal point to draw your attention to. Inhale, you can use your hand to help you to get into tree pose. If tree is not happening for you, you can just do this. Use your, stretch your wrists by pushing your hands against each other. Engage your core, engage your glutes to help you stand strong. Engage your thigh and really press these 2 parts against each other like, and this, the more you squeeze and engage, the easier to balance. So let's just take a moment in tree. If you fall out of it, come back in it. It's a practice, it's not a perfect. Focus on your breath, focus on a focal point. Know that balance is about core strength, but it's more about focus. Sometimes meditation is boring for people, but sometimes when you're balancing, that's a way to focus on your breath and give it meaning to focus on your breath. Okay, I'm focused on my breath and it's helping me balance. Sometimes that helps quiet the mind to give it a purpose. Or also strengthening your standing leg. As your mind wanders, you can bring it back to your breath. can think of yourself as a tree in this tree pose. You can think of yourself as an oak tree. An oak tree takes time to grow, takes time to develop, requires patience. It gains strength through the seasons and time. And be gentle to yourself, having gratitude for the time that has passed and the experiences that you've had. You can shake it out on both sides. Inhale and shake it out. And we'll do tree on the other side. So you can start just like this. 1 foot down and just doing a wrist stretch. You can do little taps to see your comfort level. If you feel ready, you can bring your foot up and have a focal point. Really engaging your standing leg, imagining your toes as like monkey feet, grabbing into the mat. Feeling the opposition of this thigh engaged, pushing against your foot. Using opposing forces to create solidarity and balance. Focusing on your breath to quiet your mind. So much of balancing is about focus. Picking a point to focus on with your eyes, with your gaze. Remembering to breathe. Using this tree meditation, using this tree pose as a meditation. A way to focus on your breath without feeling bored. A way to not entertain thoughts, to tell yourself, hey, if I focus on that thought that popped in, I might fall. I need to really focus on my breath or focus on that dot on the wall. Feeling tall and strong, solid and balanced. Drawing your attention to your breath, thinking of your breath as a fluid circle, thinking of the seasons a tree undergoes, thinking of a tree reaching up to the light, but also grounding to water and roots, the stretching up and down that a tree undergoes, growing in both directions, branching out. Really, a tree is like in all directions. You can think about that. It's centered yet expansive. Yoga is about opposites, and thinking about that. You come out of the pose, just gently coming back into it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Getting out of it what you need at this time. Maybe what helps you is a focus to engage your cores, or glute, or core, not cores. Gaining connection with each muscle group. Playing around with the concept of firmness, yet ease, and relaxing your shoulders while activating your core, legs, and glutes. And shake it out on each side. And then we will go into dancer pose. So for dancer pose, we start just like a quad stretch. Then if you feel comfortable, you can have a soft gaze, raise your hand, and then lean into it. Come out of it, back to the quad stretch. Shake it out. On the other side, you can do a little ankle roll because we've been on our ankles a while. On the other side, start with the quad stretch. Have a soft gaze. Bring your arm out. And stretch. Then you can come back to the quad. And shake it out. From dancer pose, we go into eagle pose. So one leg over. And then the other arm over. We get to stretch the back. I'm a little wobbly. Shake it out. And we'll do eagle on the other side. Eagle arms. If the eagle legs don't feel good in prenatal, you can just sort of do like a chair pose and eagle arms. Eagle arms on the other side. So there's a lot of modifications. When you do eagle, you get to stretch your upper back. From eagle, we will do extended hand to foot. So you can grab a toe, bring your knee in, and then inhale, come up. On the other side, bring the toe in, and on an inhale, come up. From this, we get to get a little relief, and we do our squat. With our squat, we keep our heels down. We go like this. So this can be a restorative pose. We can still work by trying to get our hips to be flexible, our sacrum down, and the crown of our head up. From the squat, we do our pose of the week, which is hero's pose, and that's how that plays out. In hero's pose, we roll the calves out, and we can just hang out like this. From here, we can go back into down dog, just like nothing happened, and finish our sun salutation. And a really cool thing about this sun salutation sequence is we did both sides within it, so we don't have to do it on the other side. So to sort of work the other side, we'll bring our right leg in, step it forward, our left leg to match it, and inhale, forward fold. Since this is our last sun salutation, we're gonna hang out a bit in forward fold. Can pedal out our feet and really get that IT band stretch. So we're gonna just take some time here. So if you are uncomfortable upside down, you can do a seated forward fold. My battery is a little low, so I'm just going to plug it in. So, apologies for reality. So we were in forward fold. So if being in forward fold is uncomfortable, you can do a seated forward fold. You all are earning your yoga teacher degree, so it's time to feel empowered. So here in this forward fold, we can pedal out our feet to get a deeper stretch. We're going to be here a while to really maximize the benefits of this stretch. So if this bothers you, you can always come to child's pose and modify. We'll have our toes facing forward to really deepen the stretch. Not putting pressure on the belly. Stretch the other leg. Really stretching the hamstrings. Stretching both legs, you can grab a hold of opposite elbows. Stepping on the hands, this also stretches the wrists, the shoulders and back.
can kind of, we'll do the pedaling out the feet again and just trying to get a little deeper into this. You can lean forward, like rock forward and back. To extent it feels okay on your wrists, you can not put pressure on it, but just gently stretch. Don't put your weight on it. Asking yourself, what are you holding on to? What if you just let go? Feeling the difference on each side. So one side have a tighter IT band than the other. Enjoying the benefits of an inversion. Stretching the other side. Remembering to breathe. Remembering to relax the neck. Putting both feet together, stretching out the shoulders. Still kind of lean one side without twisting. And the other. Coming down, we can revisit the wrist stretch, bending the knees, really stretching out the whole back side. The whole back body. From the hamstrings to the lower back, upper back, shoulders, and neck. Remembering to breathe. This feels comfortable, definitely come out of it. And modify. You can still pedal out the feet in this position to get a deeper IT band stretch. Knowing with each release, we're letting go of some anxiety and tension and stress. And when you follow this up by drinking lots of water, you really can get a lot of good release. Grabbing the holds of opposite elbows. Allowing the body to drop. Using gravity for you. You can hold your calves, tucking the chin into the chest. Then releasing. You're walking the hands out a little bit for calf stretch. And back in. Swinging the arms forward and back, the shoulders side to side without twisting the torso. Just loosen up. Shake the head no, shake the head yes. From here, we just concluded our sun salutation the long way. So that was stopping and smelling the roses. So from this forward fold, we inhale, half bend, inhale all the way up, upward salute slowly so you don't get lightheaded, and exhale to Tadasana. So that concluded our sun salutation. Let's take a seat and we'll finish this class with a centering meditation to send you on your way feeling good. Prenatal, we don't want to spend too much time on our back, so if you feel comfortable, can be on your back a little bit and then move. You can also have supported side position like this with a block or bolster. We also talked about setting up the bolster with blocks underneath like this to sort of be like that. So I invite you to set up a position that feels good for you for about a 10-minute meditation. This is a guided imagery for centering and grounding. You may practice this meditation in a seated position, either in a chair or on the ground. Begin by finding your comfortable seated position. Adjust your body as needed until you are comfortable and alert. Sense the support of the chair, the cushion, or the ground that it offers you. And it offers to the parts of your body as they have contact with it. Feeling that support, allow your pelvis and buttocks to ground down and your upper body to elongate in an alert and upright posture. Your shoulders are stacked directly over your hips and dropping down and dropping downwards. You can rest your hands on your lap or in your knee. Release the weight of the arms to gravity. Gently close your eyes or have a soft gaze and begin to be aware of your entire body. Your feet, legs, thighs, pelvis, lower back, upper back, shoulder, shoulders, abdomen, ribs, chest and arms, neck and head. Just be aware of yourself as a physical being.
Now bring your awareness to your breath and the actual physical sensations that manifest when you breathe. Feel each breath as it comes in and out. Allow the breath to just be as it is, without trying to change or regulate it in any way. Allow it to flow easily and naturally in its own rhythm and pace, knowing you are breathing perfectly well now. Allow the body to be still, and as you sit here, feel a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete, whole in this very moment, with your posture reflecting this sense of wholeness. As you sit here in still calmness, bring to mind a magnificent mountain that you either have seen or one that you might imagine. Gradually allow your imagination of this mountain to come to focus. Have an overall sense of this mountain, its shape, high and low peaks, its base, its steep and gentle sloping slopes, as well as the large base of bedrock that the mountain is rooted in. Notice how beautiful, unmoving, and majestic the mountain is. What other aspects of the mountain can you see? Maybe the highest peak is disappearing into the low-hanging clouds. Or there are streams and waterfalls cascading down the slopes of the mountain. Some rocks are protruding on the slopes, or a part of the mountain is covered with trees. Now embody the qualities of the mountain. See yourself as a majestic, unmovable, and still mountain. Just like the bedrock grounds the mountain, you are held firmly by the ground beneath your feet or bottoms. Grounded in the sitting posture, your head becomes the lofty peak, supported by the rest of your body and affording a panoramic view. your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain, your bottoms and legs, the solid base, rooted to your cushion or your chair. Experience your body. Experience in your body a sense of uplift from deep within the pelvis and the spine. With each breath, as you continue sitting, becoming a little more like a breathing mountain, alive and vital, yet unwavering in your inner stillness. Completely what you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, grounded, unmoving presence. As you sit here, become aware of the fact that as the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and colors are changing virtually, moment by moment, in the mountain stillness. And the surface teams up with life and activity, streams, melting snow, waterfall, plants, and wildlife. As the mountain sits, seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night, the bright warm sun followed by the cool night sky studded with stars, and the gradual dawning of a new day. Through it all, the mountain just sits, experiencing change in each moment, constantly changing, yet always just being itself. It remains still in the seasons. As the seasons flow into one another, and as the weather changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness, abiding all change. In summer, there is no snow on the mountain, except perhaps for the very peak or in the crags shielded from direct sunlight. In the fall, the mountain may wear a coat of bright, fine colors. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season, the mountain may find itself at times enshrouded in clouds or fog, or peddled by freezing rain. People may come to see the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it's not a good day to see the mountain, that it's too cloudy or rainy or foggy or dark. None of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come and go. Tourists may come and go. Tourists may like it or not like it. The mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit, whether or not people see it. Seen or unseen, the mountain is the mountain. The mountain retains its entity in sunshine, in clouds, whether it's broiling hot or frigidly cold, day or even in darkness, it remains the mountain. It just sits and is itself. At times visited by violent storms, buffeted by snow and rain and winds and unthinkable magnitude. Through it all, the mountain sits. Spring comes, trees leaf out, flowers bloom in the high meadows and slopes. Birds sing in the trees once again. Streams overflow and the waters are now higher as the streams overflow with the melted snow. And through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on its surface, by the world of appearances. Remaining itself is essential through the seasons, the changing weather, the activity ebbing and flowing on the surface. In the same ways you sit in the meditation, you learn to experience the mountain. You embody the same central, unwavering stillness, groundedness in the face of everything that changes in your life, over seconds, over hours, over years. Your experience is constantly the changing nature of your mind and body in the outer world. You have periods of light and darkness, activity and inactivity, moments of color and moments of darkness. You experience storms of various intensity and violence in the outer world, mind and body, and through it all, you remain deeply rooted and grounded. By embodying the mountain, you can emulate its strength and stability as your own. You can personify its energy to support you so that you encounter each moment with mindfulness, a sense of peace and clarity, equanimity. You will begin to understand and know that your thoughts, feelings, perceptions, emotions, cries, and everything else that happens is like the ever-changing weather, and you are the magnificent mountain. Ultimately, you will come to know a deep stillness and wisdom. You may know your strength. May you find equanimity, and may you be grounded and centered. Begin to gently deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. You can move around a little bit. You can give your feet a little self-massage and self-love as you gain awareness, spreading the feet open like a book, honoring yourself for your practice today, feeling calm and centered, strong and stable like a mountain. When turbulence enters your world this week, you can remind yourself that the backdrop of a mountain changes, but the mountain retains itself. Jobs come and go, but they are not us. They are just our job. Pregnancy comes and goes, but that's not who we are either. That's just a part of what we're experiencing. Namaste. May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much to all our customers on Teachable. Please invite your friends to join Teachable as well, so that we can fund our outreach and help pregnant women in need through vocational training. Thank you so much.